Yep. The prayer today is in honor of our veterans. Every waving flag, hand-covered heart, and deeply felt prayer asking God to bless America is a declaration of thanks to all those who have served. You've shown by example what it truly means to belong to the land of the free and home of the brave. Every time I think of you, I give thanks to God. Amen.
Amen.
Yes. All right. Okay, so on November 2nd for the Department on Aging, for the action on October 31st by the Board of County Commissioners, I approved and executed the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging contract with the Geauga County Department on Aging for American Rescue Plan Act for the period of October 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023 in the amount of $153,901. Adult Day Services, $70,500. Matter of Balance, $15,000. Capital Assets, Transportation, $67,901. And also on November 2nd from the Department for Maintenance, I accepted the resignation of Dave Alexander, Custodian 1, to be effective November 10th, 2023, and I granted permission to advertise for the position of Custodian 1. This position will remain posted until filled. And further, for maintenance, I approved an unpaid medical leave of absence for Joan Staley, part-time general communications clerk, switchboard operator, for hours not covered by accrued sick and vacation leave, beginning October 31st, 2023 through December 23rd, 2023. And on November 6th, I concurred with the Newberry Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Newberry Deli, doing business as Newberry Deli, located at 11394 Kinsman Road, Newberry, Ohio.
Okay. And we need a motion for approval of minutes, October 17th.
Okay, I'll make a motion on number 2.
A second.
Mr. Lyon?
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes.
Mr. Spillane?
Aye. Okay.
Who's doing the WB Mason contract?
I can, that's fine.
I don't know who's doing it.
Okay, so item 3 on the agenda is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the contract agreement with WB Mason to provide office furniture, hardware, and installation services for a period of 3 months, effective November 7th, 2023, in an amount not to exceed $35,224.36. So this is for some rework of the area down in JFS, some of their cubicles and furniture and stuff.
And we have to do this contract because we keep the previous furniture supplier off the job for their failure to do everything that's supposed to be done.
Sounds good. Appreciate that. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Lyon?
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes.
Mr. Spillane?
Aye.
Thanks, Andrew.
I'll be back.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Number 5 is to reword,
Number 4.
I'm sorry, number 4 is to reword the motion from last time to add salt, cindering, and cleanup. That salt and cindering will be $125 per half ton, and the cleanup will be $50 an hour. We add that in there in case of emergencies. Last contract, we did not use any salting, and we did the cleanup in-house. So we put that in there just in case something happens.
Okay.
So,
You still have the option of doing cleanup in-house
yes,
at, any given time?
well, with our manpower shortage.
Right.
So, but we try to get it done so we don't have to go out. So, that's number 4, to reword that. And number 5 is to accept and sign the contract. The contract is for $74,000, $754.75. We added the $30,000, that's for the 2 years, not to exceed that for salt, and for the cleanup, not to exceed the $10,000. And once again, we have not used that in the last couple of years. for the Chardon area.
Okay.
And have we used US Lawrence in the past?
Yes, we have. We've been using them for lawn mowing.
Okay.
So this is one that was Paul Mullen had, the Chardon area. So we had to get that going and get it done.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, I'll make a motion on number 4 and 5.
Second the motion.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Bowe?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, y'all.
Thanks for coming in.
The reason why I prefer done before, on the final thing.
Okay, today's financials include appropriations transfers from various departments to true up payroll and benefits accounts for year end, and a supplemental from the Commissioner's Office and the Senior Center Construction Fund land purchase account. There's cash transfers from the general fund to the liability self-insurance fund, 911 fund, and 800 communications fund. And there's a transfer from the Board of DD from their reserve fund to their residential services fund. Among the encumbrances is a purchase order from the Department on Aging to Valley Ford Truck for a new model 2024 F-250 Super Cab pickup for chore and home safety, which is replacing a 2013 GMC K1500 regular cab pickup that will be auctioned, and the vast majority of this was paid for through a grant as well. There's a travel request from the Public Defender's Office to attend the 2023 Capital Defense Seminar. And among the vouchers are $192,752.50 from the Engineer's Office to Roniak Paving Incorporated for asphalt resurfacing of Washington Street sections C through E, and $153,171.01 from the Sheriff's Office to Motorola Solutions Incorporated for the Vesta 911 dispatch emergency call handling software, and revenue certifications from Common Police Court and their pretrial release supervision, intensive supervision probation, and pre-sentence investigation report funds to true up revenue received from the state.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Bowe?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Item 7, probate juvenile court is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 23-188 proclaiming November 2023 National Adoption Month and November 21st, 2023 as Jail Return Adoption Day. We do continue to work with Job and Family Services, Catholic Charities, Jockey Being Family. We did not have as many adoptions this year as we did in the past, but
Why do you think that is?
a lot of kids age out, become teenagers, and statistics show their probability of being adopted at a later age decreases.
Was it not, last year and the year before that you were seeing an uptick in adoption?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of them are due to step-parent adoptions. Some are agencies, but not a high increase in agency adoptions this year.
And Geauga County typically fares well in that, comparative to the other counties. Did that continue again this year, or were you able to see those stats at all, or?
Step-parents, yes. Yes, more parents stepping in and becoming a full-time parent.
Okay.
So maybe one of these days, if you want to, we could do a little, 15-minute presentation or something on just to build awareness of steps that people could take to get involved in that.
JFS does a wonderful job with
Yeah,
that.
maybe we could try to schedule something for that and just kind of, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just an update on the program as a whole and how the process begins, if somebody's
Yeah.
interested in that or not.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, thank you very much for coming in today. I'll make a motion on agenda item number 7.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Bowe?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
And then I signed at the bottom when you can get the 10.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
going to sign it for this one.
Thank you very much. Very good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 8. We have a special guest up here, Mike.
Steve was not here, I'm not sure where he is, so. I know, I'm like, where are they?
The rest of
The rest of them, where are they?
yeah, that's the point.
Do you want to wait?
I don't know where
You want to do that? We'll
Do you
just
wanna
wait,
wait and see
we'll just
that-
push this back, and then we'll wait and
Yeah.
see if everybody
Okay.
shows
That'll
up.
work, thanks.
Okay. They must have missed the memo, Mike.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or you're the only one that's always on time.
Be early, to be on time.
All right. So, we'll move to number 10, and so county engineer. Joe?
Good morning.
Andy, how are you?
All right, item number 10 is a contract to, we're asking the commissioners to award to Roniak Paving. They represented the lowest and most responsive bid. It was about, they came in at $599 and some change, which is about $50,000 under our estimate. So we're pleased. We always try to put one out early here to get a litmus for how the bidding season's going to go. So we're hopeful. So worked out pretty good. It's on Clarendon Troy Road from Taylor Wells to Mayfield Road, that section.
And this is to begin next year.
Yes,
Spring.
yeah, yes, construction will be next year. We do have a $250,000 Ohio Public Works grant on this one too.
How did this fall in line with your estimate?
This was about 50,000 under, so about 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're pretty happy.
Pretty good.
So it's like 50% OPWC.
Yeah,
That's great.
we did really well on it.
That helps out a lot.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, whenever you have the money to get the match, you can go after that kind of stuff. So,
Very good.
and that's what our levy does for us, gives us the money to go after this stuff and match it and get it.
For sure. Okay, I'll make a motion on number 10.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Right.
And then 11. remember?
Yeah, item 11, 12, and 13 are all the same except for the townships that are involved in. Our stormwater permit that we do every year, Carmella works with that diligently too. What we've done is every year we have to update some of the items in it. And the old MOU that you guys signed before referenced the old permit numbers, so we did some changes there, made some very minor changes to the MOU. It includes collaboration between the health department, the engineer's office, soil and water, the townships, I'm trying to think, there's a whole pile of them here.
Board of Health.
Yeah. And then what we do is we allow the 3 townships that are in the urban zone, which puts them in this permit, to not have to go through all this themselves. So what we do is we sign an MOU and we do it for them, and they're the co-permittees on this. So Bainbridge, Chester, and Russell, whole west side, and they just end up paying for their portion of the permit.
So it saves them having to go at it all.
Oh, yeah, they would end up having to go out and hire consultants and it'd be a lot of work. And we're already doing it anyhow.
Yeah.
So it's worked out very nice for them and we're glad to do it.
Great.
And like I said, too, Conard really helps out a lot on this stuff.
Absolutely.
So with this, when the changeover happens, Sandy's ready to go with that too, right?
Oh, yeah, he's been involved with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've taken the time this year too to go over some of the DMVs and stuff like
Okay,
that are involved in all this. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, I'll make a motion on 11, 12, 13.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Right. Perfect.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
See ya.
Good to see you.
Thanks
All
for
right, Cindy, good.
So the grant that I applied for to partially fund my program in June came through, was accepted, or it was awarded. I just need acceptance from the commissioners to accept the award.
Okay, great. Just for public, I guess, you want to just touch on, what this grant provides for your
Sure.
office?
So this program from the prosecutor's office, I'm the victim advocate for the common pleas court, so I handle all the felony level crimes with victim notification, restitution, and then I also handle the Geauga County Juvenile Court, the victims in that, so, which is also a branch of the common pleas court. So this program is for felony level adult crimes and then all of the juvenile, victims of juvenile crimes in Geauga County.
Great. And this money will go towards helping fund what, your employees and your staff and...
I'm it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
the
okay.
only, so, yeah, it goes for my, my salary and
Okay.
benefits, yeah.
Yep. And then also the sheriff's office contributes in that as well?
No, we're
Same?
separate.
Separate?
Yeah,
Okay.
they have their own advocate, Tracy Jordan, that
Okay.
does, she has different assignments of
Okay.
duties. But we all work in conjunction, Tracy, and then Tracy Frank at Chardon Municipal Court, who also gets a VOCA grant,
Okay.
and then our program, so we all
Excellent.
work together.
Great. Thank you very much. I'll make a motion on number 14.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Yep. Great. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Appreciate it.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Good morning.
Morning. Item 15, pretty much what she said. And this is for Tracy Jordan. She works very hard at that job. She's formed a loss team, which is a nonprofit team that assists when she's not available. They can come out and help, or maybe even go out as a team, a couple people, when they have a doubt or some notifications, and they actually do a great job. And-
How did their fundraiser do? Pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she takes it right from the incident, and then once it gets to court, then Cindy takes it over at that.
I thought there was some type of collaboration there with the prosecutor. Do those two work together in any way?
Yeah, it's a handoff type thing, and it's not that, in fact, they just talked to the guy the other day that, from that ambulance accident, where, it went to common police court, so it's a felony now, and it's going through Cindy, but I said, he can still call Tracy. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're not allowed to talk to each other. So, yeah, it works very well.
How do they differ, those two? I mean, are they doing similar?
Our Tracy does mostly like at the scene or helping them get to court, and then Cindy helps
More
them
immediate.
through the court process.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Very good. Appreciate it. I'll make a motion on 15.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye. Very good, thank you. And then we have a couple more here.
That's still coming up.
Morning.
Morning. Go ahead and tell them.
All right, well, number 16, we're going to re-advertise the microwave network upgrade. The previous one, the bids we received, the technical specs were good, but there were some defects in the bid bonds, so the previous bid was turned down, the bids were returned. We got some great help from the Water Resources to retool our boilerplate, so we're hoping things will be a lot clearer this time, and we're going to get all the paperwork done correctly.
Oh, good.
But the previous microwave network is pushing 15 years old, so it's definitely due for a life cycle replacement.
Absolutely, very good. Okay, I'll make a motion on 16.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day, Jared.
Thanks.
Okay, the next item is dealing with the courthouse project and the the settlement of the lawsuit from the city of Chardon. This is the plat that's officially subdividing the square and giving eventually give us the ownership of the north end of the square.
Because up until then, the city owned all the land, that we didn't own the land to put the building.
Correct.
So this will
You have to use
convert,
that 1044.
this will convert the building,
Golden pen?
the property back to the county.
This will give the north end of the square to the county.
All of it.
So the building with the expansion and all that will be on county-owned property.
Okay, yeah. That was always a trick, adjusting in something you didn't know, right?
Yeah, there was actually something else with this, is on the GIS map, it always showed that there was two separate parcels, the north and the south.
Yeah.
But when they were doing the research, when the city was doing research and getting this done, it was found that was still all one parcel.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was never subdivided in the past.
Very good, okay, good. All right, I will,
Just the top cover.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Mr. Warden?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Spillier?
Aye.
Yes, all of that is all one lot.
Mike, do you want to wait till we get back from
Steve
executive
actually said
session?
he's sick.
Uh-oh.
He's off, he's sick.
Okay, we could just if you want to come on up and then we'll...
I texted him and asked him if he forgot where session was.
Want me to date it or just leave it?
I think Blake will fill it in. That's the guy with the magic pen.
Right.
Give me back my magic pen so I can
Exactly.
fill in the date.
Yes.
All right.
Is that pen worth a lot of money now?
I don't know, it actually
I know
came down with the
it's signed,
Mylar.
but that must be,
We're short court. Oh, there it is. So the back.
The north end.
Yeah. Morning.
warning. I'm here to ask you for that resolution for a special friend, who's been a special friend to the entire community, but especially to the veterans community. And we're going to surprise him on Veterans Day at the luncheon with not only this, but we have a plaque as a Lifetime Achievement Award. He knows nothing about this. He does not like surprises, so I have Bible quotes in there to...
The paper.
Please, just wait till after Veterans Day. And there's some Bible quotes in there that show that we're allowed to recognize him so that he won't be able to argue with me. I'm the only one that's going to be able to get away with it. So we ask that you do this. It'd be a nice touch to
That's great.
show our appreciation for a man who's done so much for this community. He grew up here. He was raised originally in East Cleveland, moved to Chardon, graduated from Chardon, and I've known him for a couple of days. And he was especially very good friends with the sheriff's uncle that was killed in Vietnam. So he has been over backwards to help the veterans community, to do stuff. His whole family has done stuff behind the scenes so that people would never know that it was from their family, because they didn't want recognition. So if you happen to be up in the courthouse, south end of the courthouse, at 11 o'clock on Saturday the 11th, our guest speaker will be General William Boynton. If you've never heard him, he used to be in charge of the Delta team. He was in charge of the Green Beret. He's fought in every war from Vietnam. He's my age. He's older than I am, by the way. He's also a minister. He's written several books. Never Surrender is the one that we put on our flyer. So it'd be nice to, and if you're there, I'm up on the stage, I'll make sure I recognize that you're all there, and we appreciate your support and appreciate this resolution.
Thank you for doing this, and, Bob Landy's obviously is a very well-known name in Geauga County, and he's been supportive of not only just the veterans, but just Geauga County and done many different things quietly, behind the scenes, never looking for recognition, supporting, important things in Geauga County. So this is just one of many that he's done, and I appreciate you taking the time to put this forth for his recognition, so thank you.
Well, the guy that came up with the idea, Colonel Olick, used to work for you guys. He's the one that came up with this idea. We decided with Geauga County Sports Fest, the Veterans Sports Fest, we always try to recognize somebody, but we knew we couldn't get him up on stage, so we know that at his luncheon that he puts on,
He'll be here.
he'll be there.
That's right.
There's no getting away from him. And that's why we decided to do this at this time, so thank you.
Yeah, Bob and Landy's family do a great job in Geauga County, and anything that we do with our Rotary Club, Jeep Invasion for the veterans, or anything else for the Geauga veterans, food pantry, he's always there with a checkbook and helps us and supports us in any way.
And that's for a nicer family.
Yeah.
And a good employer.
Yeah.
You know, he's employed, I don't know how many people, but since he opened that business, over 300 employees.
Mhm.
Have been employed by that, and, you know, Chardon office, and he just does a wonderful thing, not only for the veterans in the community, but stuff that he builds and designs for our military, to keep us safe. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for opening the door.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Commissioner Levin?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Yes.
And then to go along with that, which was number 9.
9.
Number 9. It's a resolution allowing capital mayor possession of November 11 production.
I will make the motion.
Second? Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And number 18. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of considering the purchase of property for public purposes and the sale of property at competitive bidding pursuant to ORC 21.22G2.
So moved. Second?
Commissioner Levin?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And that would be myself and Randy.
It's nice to see you guys.
Okay, we are returning from executive session at 10:51. And we actually have some action today. So what we're going to do is Gary's going to put together on the screens here, we basically have, everybody's been kind of wondering what we're doing with all these executive sessions over the last couple of weeks, or maybe about a month and a half time now. But we're in a position where we're trying to, we're moving forward with that court.
That's from last week.
Court building project of doing the improvements up there. And one of the things that we also were made aware of when we did our study, when we came to this place, was the fact that everybody rated the different buildings up in the square, both the annex and the Opera House, our old building at the 470, and the Opera House was one of them that was of very, very dire concern. It actually, if I'm not mistaken, Tim, I believe it scored
And that,
an F for the worst level of condition of the building.
it has some structural
Issues, and so there's continuous concerns, there's
Elevator.
issues with the elevator, the offices, rooftops, all the stuff, so we know that the original plan, which I still to this day will stand behind and say that we probably should have done the 35 acres and basically done it in phases to be able to have the county building, we could have had all the administrative buildings, and we could have had a brand new courthouse. And instead we're putting an additional $15 million into that courthouse, and we're just, trying to do this, and there was a lot of emotions that went into that. We had other elected officials at the time that also said that if they would have to move off of the square, they'd handcuff themselves to the desks, and it was a crazy time. But at the end of the day, people don't want change, and I don't think that it's a matter of, we have to make decisions of what's not for today, but what's also going to benefit the people of this county in the future. So with that, we are going to be authorizing Jerry today to make a move to purchase the Chase building up at the square. And the plan would be is that we would take our CASA that's up at 470, we would take our public defender, we would be able to put our probation department, some other people in there, but the other one would be is that there's a lease in place with the Chase Bank building downstairs, and Chase is in the process of building a new bank. And what we're going to do is we would then look to make that the new county treasurer's office and be able to have that building available for, specifically for that. It's already built with a design with a vault. It would be right there in the square, convenient. It would just make sense. So this is actually the first that we've revealed of this. And the second project that we're looking to do that we've got them temporarily in our building 8 at the 470 street is our Department on Aging. So what we're doing also today is we're going to finalize to give Jerry the authorization to finalize all the contracts is to purchase the Dollar General building that's on Chardon Road in Chardon Township there. And we are going to, it's a total of 17 acres, and it has ample parking spaces. We actually designed this, we had a TDA do a concept of what the vision of this could be, where the seniors would be able to have a nice facility that would be a bona fide and dedicated facility. But through this, we would be able to do walking trails. They've even looked at the potential that we would be able to have benefit in two sides. We would have a retention basin and be able to also have a pond that would make a nice walking area, pavilion area that we would be able to do by the pond there to be able to just give them just a great location and fitness walking trails for them to be able to enjoy with different programs that we could have at the senior center with whether it's exercise programs or any of that type of stuff that we could be able to do, that we could be able to do this and it would give Jessica an ability to really increase and really just take our services for our seniors to the highest level. And with that area there, geographically located, it's going to serve a lot of our population. And this is a rendering of what, just something basically just to kind of give a concept, because everybody thinks, well, Dollar General is just this square box. Well, anything, if you think about it, starts out as a square box. It's all what you make of it. And so this would be something that we would be able to do. And what we're also looking at is the cost savings that we'll be able to do to be able to retrofit this in comparison to a situation that we would have to try to do a original start build. We would have to find a location. We'd have to do all of this other stuff. This thing here is in place that we've already walked this with our maintenance department and have had some pretty in-depth conversations regarding the build out. That this is something that we could do very, very quickly and be able to bring this up to speed so that we could start to provide this service back to our residents in a fairly timely manner. Our goal would be is to be able to have the Department on Aging have this senior center going approximately by March or April. What we would basically look at is that if we could completely vacate 470 at that point, we would be able then to officially put 470 at the position of disposing it from our books and getting it into a new owner, which also takes us to the third thing that we wanted to look to do was to authorize Jerry to start to complete the bid paperwork and process to be able to get 470 ready and prepped for the sale process. And there's a lot of things that we have to do as far as what the requirements are legally for us to selling public property. and so we're going to authorize that process today to move forward to get that ball rolling, with the understanding that, to be clear, so there's no misconceptions, there's not the wrong message, is that we are going to do that with the understanding that that building then will be vacated once everybody else then has the positioning of being out of it, of where we've then replaced everybody into their respective positions and places, and then we could move forward. But with that being said, this is something that is going to, these moves that we are going to make, there is going to be upfront costs for it, but what we are basically looking at, the return on what our sales of different locations are going to do, what our savings in maintenance and just what the liabilities are, we are going to far exceed what our purchase price and our build-out costs are going to be in these both of these scenarios. And when you look at what, we built this building here at approximately a $400 per square foot cost. And when we get the final contracts here that placed, we'll be able to disclose all those numbers. When you put the pen to the paper and you see what we actually were able to save the tax dollars, taxpayers here, and our Department on Aging, which obviously depends on levy here within the county, with all that, and the fact that our aging population continues to grow, and it's our fastest growing population in this county. So there's services and needs that are there. So we can take those dollars that we would have spent on a new building, retrofit in something that we know we are not doing this on the cheap. We're doing this, like Tim always says, not cheap, but we're being correct with our money and being frugal. So it's just, there's a difference here, and what we're going to create is we're going to create something that's going to be, for years to come, a good location, a good facility, and something that we could make happen really quick. So, but with that, I don't know, Tim, did you want to add anything?
No, I think this, just to elaborate on what you said, that, this is not just out buying individual properties. This was something that's been thought about, prior to me even being a commissioner here. We always knew we had certain things that were going to need to be addressed, like the courthouse. What was the future of that? We wanted to consolidate rooftops. That was the big thing, was we had all these multiple, it was kind of like whack-a-mole as far as maintaining all these different buildings. So trying to get this down to, say, 2 campuses where, you have the center of the county, which we're currently sitting in, and then up on the square. And we know we have some big things that have gone unaddressed for decades up on the square, and that includes the annex, the opera house, the courthouse. So improving on those, I think, strategically buying that property, the Chase Building property, gives us a lot of flexibility and opportunity into the future, into years to come, for future commissioners to make moves and decisions on what direction they want to go with these older buildings, if they want to try and start getting out of those. And my feeling is, working with the city of Chardon, trying to not only get out of some of these buildings, but to find good, productive tenants that could go in there and accentuate the square, other than just county government, from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
That's a big deal.
Coming to life on weekends, from Friday through Sunday, and bringing foot traffic in there, which there's opportunity for retail, there's opportunity for office space, there's opportunity for living up above, there's apartment opportunities. So I think this just gives the county a whole lot of flexibility in the future. And obviously with the courthouse expansion, we're going to be able to put some, move some of that from across the street into the new courthouse. But I think this is, we had some other options on the square, and I think out of the other ones that we considered, this is the best one. It gives us the most square footage. We're going to get an additional, what is it, 200 parking spots, I think, or I don't know, maybe not that many.
70.
70, okay. So it's, you know, quite a strategic piece of property on the square, so. But with that being said, and then the senior center, which I think, you know, is going to serve this region very well. It's going to kind of be the hub for the Meals on Wheels, the home delivered. So we'll have the kitchen based out of there, which that's always been you know, we've been trying to find additional closet space to try and operate out of over the years. And Jessica, you've done a very good job in, you know, working with what you were provided, but I think this, again, will give you a lot more flexibility in the future to create this thing the way your vision is, you know. And the funding for this property and project is coming out of Department of Aging's budget and their levy money, so, and Jessica's done a very good job of saving up for a day like this instead of having to turn to the taxpayers and ask for more. So I'm appreciative of that as being a taxpayer. But again, this is kind of part of, you know, what we call phase 2, I guess, or phase 2.5. This is something that we've always thought of, you know, in what Ralph was saying about the one campus would have been probably ideal in a perfect world, in a vacuum, if we could have done that. But this is the direction we've gone now, and I think it's a very good plan that'll take us long into the future. And again, this should have probably been addressed a long, long time ago, but this Board of Commissioners, since I've been here, we've grabbed this thing by the tail right away, and we've been making moves, and you know, I appreciate you guys and working with you on that. So
Well, nothing in government goes fast.
yeah,
But we've been thinking about this and talking about this for 6 months to a year. And with the Chase building, we're going to be capturing 2 acres of land, approximately 70 parking places or more, and have more square footage, vacating the Opera House, which is one of the oldest buildings that we have. And even during construction for the expansion of the courthouse, we have to put the law library somewhere, and we have a space for it at the Chase building, because it's going to be shut down for 18 months in the basement. Not so much construction in the law library area, but it'd be in and out, it'd be hard to come into. So if we have the law library at the first floor in the Chase building, it works best. So that's what we're trying to do, is maneuver in the right way, so we're trying to make the right decisions for the next 40 or 50 years. And like I said, we don't take this lightly. And as far as the senior center in Chardon, once I found out it was 17 acres, and we have walking paths and things like that, and room to expand, and getting it at a pretty good price, and has city gas there in front. And I think everything is an open canvas. We can do whatever we want to do in that the old Dollar General store. So happy that we're making these moves, and the county's moving forward in the right direction.
So Gary, do you, if you want to go ahead and read,
I'll do all 3 again. if that's
okay, yep.
Commissioner's Office requests the Board authorize County Administrator Jerry Morgan to finalize negotiations with Mason Asset Management agent for Namdar DG Realty LLC for the purchase of the old Dollar General property located at 11180 Chardon Road in Chardon Township for the purposes of creating a new senior center and to have all necessary resolutions and motions created. The Commissioner's Office requests the Board authorize County Administrator Jerry Morgan to finalize negotiations with NAI Pleasant Valley Commercial Real Estate Services, agent for 100 Chardon LLC and Cuyahoga Chardon LLC for the purchase of 9 properties, parcel 10-032-300, parcel number 10-032-000, parcel number 10-031900, parcel number 10-165326, parcel number 10-032200, parcel number 10-032100, parcel number 10-165325, parcel number 10-165324, and parcel number 10-165323, located at 100 Center Street in Chardon for the purposes of housing county offices, and to have all necessary resolutions and motions created. And the Commissioner's Office requests the Board authorize County Administrator Jerry Morgan to prepare all documents to place 470 Center Street up for sale.
Okay, so moved.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Very good. And if anyone's wondering what all those parcels were, I was too. I was like, there's what, 10?
There's 9 parcels
Nine.
that make up that entire corner of the
Yeah,
Chase building.
so obviously, when we were able to purchase that property, we would look to have that converted.
Consolidated into one.
Consolidated into one, yeah.
Well, good. I appreciate that. Moving along here. Okay. Is there any questions or comments?
Yeah, Diane Jones, clarification on the reference by Mr. Spitaleri of the $400 per square foot. Obviously, the cost, that was the...
That's an example of what we basically, a cost structure in this building here was approximately $400 a square foot. So you'll see once the prices and everything, the final purchase order is in place, of what kind of square footage price we were able to get these properties for, of incredible savings of trying to start from ground up and be able to do a retrofit in this situation. It's going to be huge savings to the taxpayers.
Okay, and that will be a report to the public in the
Sure.
future when
Yeah,
that information is available?
once all the agreements are in place, then we will disclose those.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Sorry, I have 4 very quick questions.
Oh,
I think
boy.
they'll be quick. What is the timing in these moves or purchases? Is it like months or?
Yeah,
30 days or less?
Yeah, 30 days or
Oh,
less.
okay.
Yep.
And then everyone references the Opera House. Where is that?
Next to the annex.
Oh,
Treasurer's
That's
office.
what
The treasurer's offices.
all right. And then I didn't hear you say where ADP is going.
There's room enough up at the Chase building.
At the Chase Building also.
For some square footage.
And I think ADP, with the job they provide, they're going to have a footprint in multiple buildings.
Sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
depending on where they're at. So, but this, again, frees up a lot of space. Right now, they were operating out of the 3rd floor of the Opera House, which, is not ideal with that old elevator and so on, and that building getting older. So this will give them, and we discussed this with ADP, and they were, I think, excited to have the ability to expand, so.
Yeah. And then my last question, on the draft agenda, there was going to be an announcement of a different little public meeting inside your next meeting regarding the courthouse project, and that's not happening?
That is not happening today because all the individuals who need to be there are not able to make next week's meeting.
Okay.
Trying to
So
get
maybe
that
the
together so we
following-
could make this announcement, but I received word this morning that there were a couple of them that could not make that meeting next week.
Okay, okay.
Is there another day next week that they?
I'm still working on that. though.
Okay. It doesn't have to be on a Tuesday.
There was confusion in the email that went out. There was some who said they could be here next week, then they realized that it was next week and not today.
Can you explain so that meeting is set by Ohio Revised Code, correct?
Yes, under the Ohio Revised Code, when you're doing a construction project on a courthouse or jail, that there's certain statutory individuals who need to be involved in a final approval of plans and specs.
Okay, and costs,
And
right?
costs, yes.
Okay, yeah.
And that's-
So it'd be like a judge, the commissioner,
Yeah, the three
sheriff.
The 3 commissioners, the sheriff, the judge, and the clerk.
clerk.
One judge in the common police court, the probate judge, and the clerk of courts.
Okay.
And all you need is a majority.
Correct. And each commissioner is actually a separate vote.
Gotcha.
It's not, you're not voting as one.
As one, okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So with that, motion to adjourn.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have solid waste next.